content creator lifespans are only going to be 1 or 2 years. You're popular for a bit and then it goes away.
ये तो बकवास दिमाग है कि मैं सिर्फ कंटेंट क्रिएटर बनूंगा. अरे भाई तुम्हारे पास पहले तो एक एक्सपीरियंस होना चाहिए, स्टोरी होनी चाहिए.
I've been a content creator for 9 years. For the first 7 I meet. How much do you think creators with like maybe 1 million followers make?
Good way to look.
She's not even looking. She's looking there. She's like, I don't answer this.
पैसों की बात बहुत टबू है इंडिया में. भाई क्या सेक्सी सीन है ना, तो क्यों नहीं है?
You're talking about numbers and they're hesitating. You know what my industry does? हम सब खुद बता देते हैं. हम बोलते हैं 4000 करोड़ का बजट है, 100 करोड़ किया, 500 करोड़ किया.
Are these numbers manipulated?
Absolutely. The film industry is still waiting for its IPL moment.
In the last 2 years, have you seen your brand deal cumulative numbers and demand go up?
Previous financial year we made around.
This month, I was maybe doing a. We clip out the final video.
When it comes down to the numbers that creators are kind of making up, it's equivalent to or sometimes more than what Bollywood celebs are making.
The numbers that you guys are making are going to rapidly ramp up. Do you think content is nepotistic, like movies?
Nepotism is a combination of access and platform. The challenge comes in if a deserving person without that access is held back from getting what is rightfully his or hers.
At this point, would you do a short form drama on Instagram or YouTube?
You are having a conversation about what's going to be relevant 2 years from now. उतना तो मुझे एक फिल्म का स्क्रिप्ट को स्क्रीन में लाने में लग जाता है. It's about content capability.
You know, I think content is very nepotistic.
Both of them agree, so I'll say 50%.
ये क्या है? This is
Agreeable panelist
on a disagreeable panel.
95% content creators are not making money. First, have a clear idea about that.
I have a question for everybody in the audience. How many of you know KK Creates? That's massive. How many of you know Vikram? Okay, a few people. Do you want to introduce yourself?
I'm not an in front of camera personality. I am the founder and CEO of a company called Abundancia Entertainment. Abundancia, by my own admission and excuse the sound of arrogance, is one of India's largest content producing studios. We do films and series, which means we work with platforms like Prime Video and Netflix and do series like Breathe and films like Subedar and Chori and Jalsa and Shakuntala Devi with them. And we also do theatrical films like Airlift, Baby, Ram Setu, Toilet Ek Prem Katha, a bunch of these. So, simply put, we are a production studio that creates films and shows.
Amazing. And I think a lot of people have seen your work even if they might not know you, which is pretty cool, right? Like there are lots of people behind the camera that nobody gets visibility of. Everybody know Kuldeep? Yeah. Kuldeep is super famous. Kuldeep, what do you do in a one line?
We make 1 minute microfilms that kind of tell people about the parts of their lives that they probably didn't know, or probably something related to power, money, influence, hidden secrets, and probably making their lives a little easier by telling them the truths that probably are hidden, because that we have a lot in this country. We do, right? Correct. All right.
Amazing. Awesome. I'm the resident idiot. And today I'm going to do this very differently. What I'm actually going to do is, and I told them just before they got on stage, so I feel really bad for them that I told them just before they got on stage. But today I'm going to be someone called a devil's advocate. Do you know what a devil's advocate is? What is a devil's advocate? Someone arguing for the sake of arguing. So today, they all have theses on how the future is going to play out. KK Creates has an idea of how the next few years is going to play out. She's at massive scale. Kuldeep does this day on day. Vikram has seen, the behind the scenes of many of these movies being built. But I'm going to try and go with the opposite viewpoint for a reason. Because I think the world needs debate. It needs different viewpoints. And I think having them on stage is a great opportunity because, from the back end of what we do, I don't know how many of you know what I do, but from the back end, we see a lot of content. We work with some really large enterprises. And I think I have a viewpoint on how the future is going to go. If I align with the viewpoint, I'm still going to disagree and see where it goes. Are you all ready for this? Yes. We're going to make this really exciting, okay? Awesome. Cool. I want to start. Who should we start with? Who's our first victim? Okay, somebody said Vikram. Or somebody said KK. Okay, fine. You know.
Thank you.
Kavya, it has to be you. So you are our first victim for today. Kavya, I have a question. I know you go out and like actually shoot videos and like take the effort, go to a specific place, and you pull millions of views doing that. I just have a question, right? Which is that at what point of doing this are you going to get tired? Because I've seen, and again, I'm being a devil's advocate for the sake of being a devil's advocate. I think it's a really good debate format. But my question is, and I've seen so many creators come and do vlogs, right? Like they will do vlogs for a few years and then suddenly one day they're gone. Right?
10 years, then I want to be a mother and retire.
That's a very good answer because there's lots of people who will come in and say, no, I'm going to do this for the next 50 years and they'll be graying. And we've seen Casey and stuff just disappear off the scene. But you're sure you want to do this for 10 years? Do you think there's 10 years of longevity in the format you're creating?
No. I think on Instagram or on short form, the longevity, like you can do the same sort of content for maximum 2 years. Then you have to innovate, reinvent, figure out new IPs, buckets, style of presentation. On YouTube, maybe 2 years. However, if you are a vlogger and you have a 500k audience, then I think you can keep doing that format as well. But if you are in the infotainment segment where people are not seeing you for you and they're seeing you for the kind of topics or the presentation or the viewpoint that you're bringing, that will change. I also think that it depends on where the society is. It's not just about, like even in films, correct me if I'm wrong, we had एक टाइम पे एंग्री यंग मैन वाली मूवीज़ थी जब अमिताभ बच्चन आया, क्योंकि उस टाइम पे सोसाइटी वांटेड अ चेंज, या फिर जब NRI मूवीज़ बन रही थी, जब शाहरुख खान आया, क्योंकि उस टाइम पे ग्लोबलाइजेशन हो रही थी. तो वेयर इज़ द सोसाइटी एट विल ऑल्सो डिफाइन व्हाट काइंड ऑफ कंटेंट आई एम क्रिएटिंग.
फिर से एंग्री यंग मैन आ गया धुरंधर में.
I have a question. Do you think, and this is just a question to the audience, isn't there like too much content? Isn't there too much content and everybody's creating movies and it's kind of the same thing and everyone's putting all this effort? Do you think like content creator lifespans are only going to be 1 or 2 years? You're popular for a bit and then it goes away?
I don't think it's just for content creators, it's for anything. Even if you see brands, building a brand is going to become more sporadic now. Like पहले जब हम brands की बात करते थे, जो jingles हमको अभी भी याद है. I'm sure a lot of you remember निर्मा का jingle या फिर Fevicol के ads. अब हमें ad याद रहेगा, एक Johnny Sins आ गया एक ad.
नहीं, that's because YouTube Premium है ना. That's because of YouTube Premium.
Yes, so but मतलब मेरे को लगता है ब्रांड मेकिंग भी सबका लाइफ स्पैन छोटा है. इट्स नॉट, हमने बुक निकाली, बुक का भी लाइफ स्पैन छोटा है. एनीथिंग, बिल्डिंग एनीथिंग का लाइफ स्पैन इज शॉर्टर नाउ एज कम्पेयर टू. सो इट्स नॉट जस्ट अबाउट बहुत सारे क्रिएटर्स हो गए तो आप क्रिएटर की लाइफ स्पैन छोटी हो गई. सब कुछ बहुत ज़्यादा हो गया, बुक्स भी बहुत ज़्यादा आने लग गई हैं, AI के स्कूल्स इतने सारे होने लग गए हैं, कंटेंट सिखाने वाले इतने सारे होने लग गए हैं. So it's not just a content creation problem, it is anything problem, because your access to resources and learning knowledge etc. is so high.
Okay, then I want to ask a question. How many of you want to be content creators or create content in some way or the other? Then what should they do? Are you telling them they only have 1 or 2 year career spans on content creation? Yeah? But do the economics work out?
नहीं, मेरे को नहीं लगता यार कि मेरे को सिर्फ कंटेंट क्रिएटर बनना चाहिए. ये तो बकवास दिमाग है कि मैं सिर्फ कंटेंट क्रिएटर बनूंगा. अरे भाई, तुम्हारे पास पहले तो एक एक्सपीरियंस होना चाहिए, स्टोरी होनी चाहिए, और वो सब तब आएगा जब तुमने कुछ सीखा है, तुम्हारी लाइफ में एक्चुअली कुछ यूनिक एक्सपीरियंस है, कुछ कहने को है यूनिक. तुम कहाँ से आते हो, तुमने क्या पढ़ाई की है, तुम्हें मम्मा पापा क्या करते हैं, कहाँ रहते हैं, तुमने क्या AI के बारे में इतना पढ़ा है जो कि तुम बोलने लायक भी हो सकते हो. और वो तुमने एक बार चला आज वीडियो बना भी दी, बट इफ टुडे आई मेक अ वीडियो ऑल्सो, देन टुमारो आई हैव टू अगेन मेक अ बेटर वीडियो देन my first video. So it's not about, okay, now I will do this and I will do this for 2 years and become very rich. No, you have to do this for, in my head, 10 years. Can you do this for 10 years? Only then enter into it. And can you do it better every single day is when you enter into it. If you want to enter into it thinking my life will be sorted, I'll be earning in crores, I'll get a Ferrari, I'll get a private jet, then I don't think it's the path.
Kuldeep, I want to pass this question on to you, right? Do you agree with her?
Like, yeah, matlab.
And you're allowed to disagree, huh?
No. She's sitting next to me. But when it comes down to content creation, yes, it's a very short-spanned business. until and unless you learn how to evolve yourself. That's what my suggestion would be to everybody who's trying to become a content creator. I don't know how many of you were on TikTok. Was anybody on TikTok? Yeah, so we were there on TikTok, and from that point of time, it's been what, 8-9 years that we've been creating content. And if somewhere down the line we're still relevant, that the only reason we're still reaching out to people and people are still consuming our content is because we've changed it every 6 months to a year. That is the max, because no matter how much how better content you create, like let's say, I'll give you an example of film so that everybody could relate. Like, let's say if Tiger Shroff does the same kind of films, action. After a point of time, even if he does the best of action, you'll not be very excited to watch him. That's the same with content.
Do you think content is nepotistic, like movies?
Nepotism in what way? When you
I think the only way to be successful as a content creator, that's why I asked the question, right? Which is, all these people want to be content creators. How do they actually break out? So many content creators, aren't we getting tired?
Yeah.
I think the only way to be a successful content creator is for somebody else to bless you. There is a reason that so many people that Tanmay has worked with have done well.
Yeah.
Right? And there is a reason today that so many people we are working with have done well. And there's so many people that, like, you'll always find like one content creator passes along their credibility and their audience to someone else. Because see, financial capital is like, I spent 5 rupees, I give you 5 rupees, I've lost 5 rupees. But if I have 5 followers and I put you on my story or I collab reel with you, not all 5 will go, but like maybe 2 followers will go, but I don't lose anything. And that's the way most of these content networks in India have really been built. Yes. Right? And I can't find an exception to this. Now the algorithm, the last maybe 1 year, the algorithm has gotten to a point where you could be a breakout success by yourself without any help. But still the easier path is to have a bigger content creator push you. And that's what's really working for us. We have like 11 channels that work now internally. And they work because existing channels push the new channels. And then after a while they build their own audience. But wo seed audience jo hai, I think needs to come from another content creator, which makes this industry extraordinarily nepotistic.
I think I want to complicate your point a little bit by saying
You're debating with the debater.
by saying that my first advice to anyone who's starting content creation is to work with a creator. But I also think that you've given very generous names. Tanmay will like their people to have social presence. But most of the creators don't like the people they're working with to have a social presence. So you have to also...
What does that mean?
कि मतलब मेरा कोई employee होगा तो तुमको credit I'll not give. Like I'll not give you credit, or we give credit, but like a lot of creators won't give credits to the people who are editing their videos or writing scripts for them, etc. So you have to figure out a nepotistic circle where your presence will also come out.
I have a trick for this. Just get your family involved. It's easier. Nobody thinks twice about it. Yeah.
So I think that is there, but I think anywhere to succeed you need cultural capital, social capital, economic capital.
Is it true with Bollywood, Vikram? Like, I'm sorry I'm putting you on the spot, but like, I'm just telling you as an outsider, what we have heard is that Bollywood is incredibly nepotistic. So what we've heard about Bollywood from the outside is that it's an extremely nepotistic industry, and you need to know somebody to get inside. I understand why, because I think interest circles collapse on, if I know someone's son or someone's daughter, I'm excited to see their debut. Is that true?
Nepotism is a combination of access and platform, and everything else gets layered on top of it. Nepotism exists everywhere. A father wanting a kid to do better by all means possible to the parents, and providing that kid all means is nepotism by the dictionary definition. When I came in as an outsider, and you're talking about obstacles to creators, obstacles to people in front of the camera, because they are the ones who get bajawed the most, right? I mean, we are sitting here, you're also taking examples only of star kids who go in front of the camera. Difficulties existed when I was coming in from the world of consumer products after 20 years of work experience into a business and wanting to come in as an executive and then set up something on my own. So the barriers are really access and platform. Now, if you know someone, continuing the example of what you said, that it's a self-multiplying thing if somebody pushes your case. That works in the film industry as well. The challenge comes in if a deserving person without that access is held back from getting what is rightfully his or hers. To your earlier point, I'm a believer of the fact that relevance is what is driving everything. If there is a star kid, if there is the child of a existing large player in the film industry or any industry for that matter, who has the talent and does what is right, will succeed. We are talking about relevance here. I'll tell you, it's a matter of a couple of years where this debate will end in the classic terms in the film industry. I'm hearing Kavya talk about 2 years. You're having a conversation about what's going to be relevant 2 years from now. उतना तो मुझे एक फिल्म का स्क्रिप्ट को स्क्रीन में लाने में लग जाता है. I stay up at night, get cold sweats at 3 and 4 a.m. thinking about relevance. This morning I heard a script and I am all on my flight here scratching my head saying, why will anyone go to theatres to watch this film and it has all the ingredients? So for me, as access increases, as more people who are willing to get their own for talent come in, I think this is a debate that will flow out. It will then become common like it's anywhere.
You know, I can see, and I want to like shift this conversation a little bit. I can see this in the financial outcomes. I want to tell you something, okay? And this is maybe a dipstick to the entire audience. How much do you think creators with like maybe 1 million followers make? No, like per year. Don't give me like this thing. Just give me per year. What do you think they make? Upward of 10 CR, okay? Let's say good, let's say information, infotainment, stuff like that. You know what I've realized over the last like maybe 2 years? This number is not a static number. It's been moving very, very fast. I'll give you an example. Kavya and Kuldeep, right? Quick question to you guys, which is that in the last 2 years, have you seen your brand deal cumulative numbers and demand go up? Kuldeep was ready to pass the mic. Like, I don't want to answer this.
Good way to look there.
She's not even looking, she's looking there, she's like, I don't want to answer this.
No, it's not a I make 100 crores a year answer. It has layers to it.
No, you can answer it however you want.
Yeah, I mean, it's not...
Has it rapidly increased?
So it all depends, like very rightly said. It kind of depends from niche to niche, but it also depends from the brand value of a particular creator also, because at the end, today we have content creators who are there a lot, but at the end a brand wants to pay for the voice, the face, the brand value that the person has.
See, I'm playing devil's advocate here. I've heard this answer a million times. People are paying for branding. I just want to know, like, what are these numbers like? You don't have to give me your numbers, but like, I'm sure you know other creators. What's that ballpark like? Are they reaching celebrity levels yet? This is for the audience.
I'm curious.
No.
And Vikram is very curious about this.
No, I'm pretty sure it's
extremely curious about.
Yes.
You should produce me. I will make short form films.
You'd be amazed at how deep a desire it is to do that.
But why do all Bollywood films have creators now in them? Everyone, like I saw...
I think
Yeah,
the
they
demand
need-
to be on bigger screen is still there.
Doesn't
That
cut
is there.
through.
Bigger
Doesn't
screen,
cut through.
bigger the-
It's shocking. Doesn't cut through.
Yeah?
Does
Okay, we'll
not-
discuss it. Let's answer this and
I'm
then we'll
curious. I'm
come.
most curious about this.
No, like...
झूठ मत बोलो यार, ये
नहीं,
humble.
Business बनाना है यार, but
नहीं एकदम सच like when it comes down to the numbers that creators are kind of making up, it's equivalent to or sometimes more than what Bollywood celebs are making.
Okay.
Yeah.
ये
And
number बोलो यार, ये क्या है beating around the bush?
like, what number do you want to hear? 10 crores? So
1 million and how many followers do you have? Okay, so for 1 million, 10 million, just give us the rough slabs. You don't have to give us your number. Just rough
they'll
ballpark.
calculate. Okay.
Let them calculate. You can give thoda higher, thoda lower. It's fine. Like just roughly.
No, it all depends. No. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
wait. Let's do this.
No.
How many of you want to know a number? Hands up. Is there any hand down? So there's a very nice person there whose hand is down. You don't want to know the number? You're okay? Okay.
He'll be my CA.
Everybody else is very curious. Bolo.
Kuldeep, I'll rephrase. If you think I have 1 million followers, how much do you think or will guess how much will I make?
No, in English I understood. Try in some other language.
आपको लगता है मेरे
One more language.
One more language.
He will not go home without the answer. Give a ballpark, give a range.
See, Vikram is so curious. Vikram is like,
So I guess yeah, I was about to complete. It all depends because with the content, the audience, with that audience, what you're doing is what matters. Number one is like if you're just getting brand deals for those audience bases. Let's say if you have like a million audience base and you're charging, let's say, 1 lakh, 2 lakh, 3 lakh rupees for probably a reel. Let's say, for example, because it also depends for the kind.
so how much do like somebody with 1 million followers charge for a reel?
Like it depends on the niche. It depends on the niche.
Okay, we'll come back. Kavya, any concrete numbers?
Yes. So we make.
This is amazing. Can we clap for her, please?
पैसों की बात बहुत टबू है इंडिया में और
But it's okay, people need to know.
पैसा बताते हुए तो भाई क्या सेक्सी सीन है ना तो क्यों नहीं है मैं बता दूंगी आपको क्या पता मैं सच बोल रही हूँ या नहीं इफ वी मेक इट इन इंग्लिश ज़्यादा पैसे मिलेंगे अगर हम लोग टेक या फिर एआई या फिर फाइनेंस की बात करेंगे तो ज़्यादा पैसे मिलेंगे 50 पीपल की सैलरीज वी पे
This is the part that I feel like people don't get, which is that when they see these content creator numbers online, they're like, all of these people have like 20, 30, 40 man teams, and that's not cheap to run, right? Because these salaries keep inflating over time. Last year, editors were paid very little. Then we came in, and now the editor market is ruined. So now the salaries have gone through the roof. So, and I assume you're constantly keeping up with inflation. But like roughly, how many deals are you doing per year?
We do in a month, we try to do 6 reels, 4 to 6 reels, and we try to do on YouTube, we try to do 2 branded integrations on long forms. On YouTube, long forms, we do release 2 videos and we try to make both of them integrated branded videos.
So Vikram has a viewpoint here. Vikram, I would love to hear, what you said. I love this panel.
To begin with, you're talking about numbers and they're hesitating. You know what my industry does? हम सब खुद बता देते हैं हम बोलते हैं 4000 करोड़ का बजट है 100 करोड़ किया 500 करोड़ किया
No, it'll happen to creators also.
No, but you see what we've done. Look at the hole we've dug ourselves in. Now the audience doesn't care about whether the film was good or bad, whether you got good word of mouth.
They care how much you spent.
They care how much you spent, and then they're like, this film did 150 crores. This film did 400 crores, so the 400 crore film is the one that I'm going to go watch. And guess who's led us to this situation? We ourselves. Because in this ego of wanting to say how much we are spending, how much we are making, we've created these artificial benchmarks. यार तुम लोगों को क्या लेना देना फिल्म की एडवांस बुकिंग कितनी लगी एक पॉइंट के बाद मुझे भी नहीं फर्क पड़ता
Are these numbers manipulated?
Absolutely. Not at an aggregate industry level, and I don't hold back on
But you're
these
manipulating this as because it requires
perception.
Yeah,
because
perception.
You're manipulating perception, and I have a serious problem against those. It's a minority, but I have a serious problem against the minority in our business that encourages this practice. Because the world that I come from, I wasn't telling anyone in the UB group how many Gilbey's Green Label whiskies I was selling. Why should you be concerned with that? You should be concerned for the 200 rupees you're paying for the bottle. So I have changed the metrics. My advice is please mat batana kabhi kisi ko, because suddenly you will get benchmarked and judged with that. What I'm hearing of these numbers is...
Sorry.
I've been in the industry for 15 years.
Bro, all I'm saying is he told me outside and here to not hold back, and in my fitrat only it is not to hold back, so I'm going there. But
The right answer is it depends.
my takeaway. But I'm saying these are not viable numbers.
Why?
These will change.
Of course,
As in
will.
they're too
They
little
have
or
to.
too
They're-
high?
They're too little. See, what needs to happen is we are all
Wait,
vulnerable.
you're saying these are too little?
I'm saying these are too little for it to become. Look at the fragment. How many of these are too little numbers? You will have 10 large competitors. See, gone are the days where you used to say that there'll be 1 or 2 players in an established category and they'll lead all that. Yeah, this is a B school, so I shouldn't possibly be saying this. But
No, you can say all this. You can say all this.
So, all this kind of ends at some point in time when, you know, when I was in a B school, we used to have this G theory that G has to be in the top 2 in whatever category they exist in. G themselves didn't know what hit them. But I'm saying it was okay till you were limited in terms of the number of players, right? I'm talking from a strategic point of view. In an environment where you are dealing with a completely democratized play where entry barriers are so low, what is to say that there will be a million such that will all become viable? Is the advertising and the brand and the revenue from AdSense etc. coming in enough to a level that it will become, well, ultimately it is in their interest also to make all of you fight for the same amount of money, right? All of us fight for the same amount of money. So I'm just saying that again it will come back to that point that there will be a few that will shine up and have critical mass. Outside of that, I'm
Vikram,
not sure
let's
how
do a
long
little
will
bit
this
of
be sustainable.
let's do a business thing here, right? If KK Creates, let's say, is at like 8 million followers, right, across, what do you think she should be charging?
See, it again, I'm saying for your core business, if these are the numbers, if I'm hearing and I'm in my head calculating that
How many views do you do per month?
150 views million views होंगे 150 million views in
So
a month.
Vikram, what do you think about 150 million
But
views?
these are from short, so these are 1 minute views.
But I don't think it
primarily.
matters. I think an ad is anyway 1 minute long, right? If you watch it on TV.
I mean, the ROI on a 1 minuter is very different from an ROI on a longer. Like, I think ऐसे देखा हुआ versus ऐसे देखा हुआ versus सामने देखे हुए में बहुत difference आता है.
Interesting.
again, I think it has to have the metrics of what the ARR on a continued basis needs to be. Right? Today there could be, I mean, by your admission, if you're charging, let's say on an average 5 lakhs a brand and you're doing six brands in a month and you're doing 30 lakhs out of that, and let's say that you're doing a 2x of that on your views side. I'm just going out on a limb here, I'm not the expert on that. So if the ARR is a couple of crores a month and that sustains on a basis, ultimately it will have to provide for growth, and as you grow and your infrastructure needs to grow, at some point it will start, dipping.
Yes.
In which case the viability of what constitutes your 10-year plan
It's very
is flawed inherently, is what I'm saying.
yes.
Because if you look at our business, it's a similar situation happening at a much bigger scale. That you're making more expensive movies because you need to get audience to theaters. You have to show them spectacle. The audience is saying, I'm not interested in this 1,000 crore budget movie, I'll go and watch YouTube shorts. So now I have to spend 1,500 crores in the hope that the audience has to come in, while somebody will go out and, we are doing a film along with a partner which is called Chiranjeevi Hanuman, which is going to be Hindi's first fully AI generated theatrical film. And I'll say it here, it's not in the public domain yet. My second film is a zombie comedy. Now I want to do that in single digit crores and take it to theaters and challenge some of the bigger films with the bigger budgets, because that's consumer behavior. So I'm talking from that point of viability of unit economics, not anyone in particular, that when will it stop making sense? And that's the point we should work backwards from here for all forms of content.
Interesting. Okay, last and very interesting question.
Do you mind disclosing your numbers, like how candidly she did Virality?
At least about the content, not about the business.
So I'll tell you my general viewpoint on this, right? I'll try to tell you my general viewpoint on this. When I started becoming a content creator, or I started creating content, there's two forms of content I do, right? One is on YouTube, which is I do this thing called the katas. I don't know if anyone's seen this. And then I do like short form content, right? My long form content is not monetized. People think like I have Diet Coke or something as a sponsor. I don't. I just like Diet Coke, and then the next video I've got Gatorade there because I'm like, I hope like, and then people are like, oh, Gatorade sponsor. I'm like, no, dude. So zero sponsorship on long form, but short form was created with the idea that the AI avatars expand inventory, right? I don't charge the most in the ecosystem, but at the same time, I have the highest amount of inventory. Like I met the Meta team recently and like, do you know that you do the most number of brand deals on short form a month, or probably one of the most, right? In India, we do like something like 15 like ads a month. But that's okay because half of it, like it's easy for us to do ads because it's like somebody launching something.
What is the number?
It's a massive number, right? Like like it's a big number. But here's the thing, right? Like I'll tell you the general sense that, like the general thesis around this, right? Every top creator that you know right now, and this is probably going to change in this room as well, right? If you're looking at the Samays of the world or whoever of the world, their numbers, and including my numbers, have been, it's not the absolute number that matters. What is mattering is the fact that we're 3xing every 3-4 months, right? Like what, you know, I'll give you my numbers from last year, okay? Last year, maybe in, like, let's say 2 years ago, I was charging 2 lakhs a brand deal. That's it. And I would do like 4 a month. No AI, or just started using AI. People wouldn't like be willing to pay, they were not comfortable, they wanted me to do real shoots, whatever it is, right? But let's say I was charging about 2 lakhs, I was making about 8 lakhs a month, right? This is 2 years ago. But the numbers have been 3xing every 3-4 months. And my inventory also expanded. So some of the top creators now are reaching proper, like, you know, there'll be like a startup that's gone and raised like $20 million. And then they would have made some revenue, maybe like, 30, 40, 50 crores. And there'll be a creator soloing that number. Right? So that's what started happening with the creator economy, which is what's really confusing to me, which is that this thing is rapidly growing. Is it sustainable? I have no idea. And I think as a business, we've been growing. The main reason we've been growing, at least we have a business called AVTV, right? The business has been growing because creators are willing to pay ridiculous amounts for editors. I'm like, where is this money coming from? And I know where it's coming from because I'm also a creator, right? But if you look at brands, right? And I was talking to, a very popular brand that all of you know today, and they're like, performance marketing has sort of stopped working for us. How many times can we get the same 3 celebrities on an ad again and again and again, right? At some point, people are just scrolling past ads. And I'll tell you, to your point, right, where we remember ads from when we saw jingles when we were young, I have a viewpoint on this. You haven't watched like a proper ad in a long time. When we were young, we were forced to, right? You're watching cricket on TV, you have to watch the ad, right? The only people watching proper ads right now are people watching cricket. Right? Because Jio will put the ad in between. But on YouTube, how many of you have YouTube Premium? Look at that number. They're not seeing the ads. Right? So, and on Instagram, you see an ad, you skip. On YouTube, how many of you press the skip ad button? How many of you watch the full ad on YouTube, even if you don't have YouTube Premium? 1 hand. 2 hands. There are 2 hands in a room of like a few hundred people where they're like, I actually sit and watch the video, and I don't believe you guys. You watch every ad. So you're doing it to learn.
Emotional reason.
Right? You're not watching it because you're like, mujhe soap kharidna hai, mujhe ad dekhna hai. Okay, awesome. You're just learning what they're doing. So my opinion is, I think people are skipping YouTube ads. The Facebook ROAS model, which used to work for a very long period of time, is not working as well. And if you look at what YouTube is doing now, they held a summit recently where they're trying to get the brand deals on the platform. Because YouTube now is starting to leak a lot of money straight to creators. They never used to take a cut between creator and brand, right? So now they're starting to do that, and I'm sure Meta will also do that at some point. So in my opinion, I really believe that whatever number that some of these creators are making, it's only going to grow. Because inventory, like if I'm a brand and I want people to see my product, the old school model of run ads, and you know how much brands used to run ads for? Like, you guys were selling stuff, right? Like, there'll be brands right now that are spending $5-10 million a month running ads. Their entire business depends on it. And in my opinion, if now brands are going to 10% performance and 90% influencer marketing, which is what the ratios are starting to look like for some of these large brands, look at those numbers. That's the same, because to a brand, they're blind, right? In the sense that they don't care whether I'm running this on Facebook and Meta or I'm running it on, some big comedian's face.
It's an equation.
It's just an equation. I'm spending 5 million, am I getting 6 million back? Right? So the numbers have started to look absolutely ridiculous. And even for us, like, to me, I don't want to mention the number because in a sense, I don't know if it's sustainable over the next year or the year after that. But yeah, it's a pretty high number. It's 16, deals, maybe 15, 16 deals a month. We charge quite a bit for it. But in a way, I don't mind doing it because to me, like, I'm using that free cash flow to build businesses. I'm using that free cash flow to diversify myself in case all this falls. And at the same time, like, I'm doing cool things like building a game, which, if I was making normal money, I probably wouldn't do that. If I was making just business money, I probably wouldn't do that. This is like, I see it as my rainy day surplus fund where I can just take it and like try these experiments. In my opinion, for both of you, like, the numbers that you guys are making are going to rapidly ramp up. right? Like as more brands, like they have no choice. Like the performance is not working. Performance marketing is not working. Where do you go? TV, performance, this.
Do you see yourself as a creator or a company? You personally?
Me?
Yes.
I don't know, and I think the question is irrelevant because I just feel that India loves boxing people into like specific things. I look at myself as somebody that's really having fun. Like anything that I do, I want to have fun. I want to learn new things. I want to build new things.
Does money make you have more fun or do you?
I really don't care about money. I don't care about views also. Like katas are this weird thing, right? We make no money. We have no views. But I love the love of the people. And ultimately, I think we're social animals. I love when people think that I've contributed to their lives, and some of these people come back to me 3 years later and they're like, I watched a video from you 3 years ago, and because of that my life trajectory has changed. And to me, like, those are the moments that keep me going. And maybe this is also a function of age. I'm 33, and I just feel like I'm in that age where like money just stopped mattering to me. So I'm like, I want the love of the people. I want to help them. I want to help them grow. I want to see the world around me get better. And the only way to do that is to make more entrepreneurs, is to help them. That's why I want to arm them with knowledge. Like I hate the fact there's an industry, like the content creator industry is growing so fast with companies, right? You can always go to the MCA. You guys know what the MCA is? You can always go to the MCA and see any company's financials. But you can't do that with creators. To give you an idea, as a content creator, I'm much smaller than my business, right? With my business, we charge like hundreds of thousands of dollars. We work with the really large businesses. It's now pretty mature. But at the same time, in my business, I have co-founders. And they have costs, right? Like on my business, my margins are much lower than me as a content creator, but I do not know if this will last or if this is either one of two things is going to happen. Either this is going to go 10x or it is going to go to 0, right? And I'm betting on 10x because I keep thinking about what are the options for the brand, right? And every time I, like for example, I did this ad for Mumbai Tech Week, right? And then I went to the event and most of the audience was mine. I'm like, if I didn't do that reel, this audience wouldn't be here. They wouldn't have sold out the event. So I'm like, I'm critical in this process. But again, I have to separate me from me on the page, because me on the page is now, by the way, my team, my VM team, it used to be 10 people, it's now 27 people, right? And I pay top dollar. Like my wage bills per month are something like, on team VM is like close to like 70, 80 lakhs, right? So it's like, it's getting expensive. I pay like the guy who manages my channel, he gets paid like, almost close to like a crore at this point, right, per year. So it's like, it's just crazy, the numbers, because if I don't do that, somebody else will hire him, right? The best brands will hire him. So I'm in this spot where, and I can't afford it right now, but my worry is if I go down, and I'm very confident maybe it'll go down or something else will happen, we'll be in trouble, right? And then I don't know if mentally they can adjust to a lower salary back again. So I don't know what we're doing with the content industry. But then I look at Bollywood, and I look at some of these celebrities who've been around for like 20 years, and like getting a Salman Khan or a Shah Rukh Khan to do an ad for you is ridiculously expensive, right? And I'm like, how do they have that kind of longevity, right? And they don't even post about this on their Instagram, by the way. Do you know this? Yeah. They do a deal. So it's purely they're running on brand.
Brand, it's the franchise that they've built over these 20, 30 years. Because that, in that equation of advertising to performance, that option is at least giving you some amount of arithmetic assurance of conversion of that franchise. So when you say that it's 10x or lower and you see this go 10x, I support that logic because of the options getting scrunched. Like today, if the same franchise that a Shah Rukh Khan has was to be rapidly accelerated and built up by another actor, that actor would start commanding that premium for the brand. Like we've seen that happen, by the way, with the youngsters in IPL. The film industry is still waiting for its IPL moment.
No, I agree with you. Like I was doing math, right? Like creators, even the top creators make a fraction of what cricketers make. Even the top creators in India. Cricketers are making like bank.
And average level cricketers. You're not even talking the top guys. You're talking people who've been around for 2 years.
So like I just feel like while these numbers sound crazy, I just feel they're nothing compared to cricket or Bollywood. We're still so far away. But at the same time, if you look at the US, and it's a very good, perspective bringer, right? A Mr. Beast is more likely to sell out a stadium than a Tom Holland. And Tom Holland is Spider-Man. Right? So it's like in the US, it's already shifted. Mr. Beast already has $1 billion empire. So I just feel that the world has changed.
Can a creator be a politician? Can they influence votes?
I don't want to say anything, but anyway, I think we should call it a day.
No, but just to wrap this up, like when we talk about these large numbers, just wanted to add this up. A lot of people might get motivated to start this up after listening to the numbers, but again, when we see the success percentage, even in content creators and cricketers, we're talking about what? 0.5%, 1%.
It's lesser than that.
Lesser than that. That's what I'm saying.
Because barrier of entry of being a cricketer, still you need to have skill.
Yeah, like even in the
And
content
access.
industry, like 95% content creators are not making money. First, have a clear idea about that also.
I mean, I've been a content creator for 9 years. For the first 7, I made 0.
See, I've been a content creator for 8-9 years myself. For the first 7-8 years, it was like I was struggling to
Make
even
how much?
No, I was even struggling to buy a camera of my own.
Vikram is still trying.
Yeah, so I was struggling. So it's the same case. And with all the content creators, let's say, out of all the 150 people that are there, 75 of them, raise their hand being a content creator. Do you think 75 of them will succeed being a content creator?
Actually, if you do my math on net yearly ROI, over the 9-10 years I've been creating content, I'm probably cash flow negative. Maybe next year I will be cash flow positive.
Yeah, so that part of the industry is what also everybody needs to have an idea about. It's not roses and fairy tales and just, crores of rupees that you see across the social media. It's just that 0.5%, and that 0.5% people are making money in every sector, not just content creation. So you can
That's
be
true.
great at any sector what you're doing. Don't need to be a content creator just to earn this kind of money.